Jake's POV. Maury, I said, in an attempt to summon my sword. I was back home, now that Suma had finished her talk with Dr. Maxwell, at least for today. Twilight, I tried again. I could feel something happening, but it was like I was pushing my spells through a wall of frozen pudding. I knew it could be done. I did it in the alley that time I got attacked, but I haven't been able to recreate it since. Destiny, I repeated, starting to get frustrated. Performing any kind of summons without the life or death factor was practically impossible, and casting a real spell was almost as hard. So far, the most magic I had been able to do on Earth was create a single drop of water and some sparkly glitter, like a fairy sneeze or something. Still, that's better than I could manage a few months ago. Mr. Vandal? The voice of my landlord called from outside my apartment. I walked over and opened the door. Yes? I asked. Mr. Vandal, your rent has come due. Actually, it was due a long time ago. This is your final notice. You have until the end of the week to pay this month's rent, and the last month's, or you will be evicted, she declared. What? How is this possible? I have my rent sent to an auto payment with my bank. This isn't right, I stated, confused. Well, then you may want to call your bank, because I haven't received payment in 2 months, she stated firmly. You have 7 days, Mr. Vandal. She turned and walked away. Wait, could I pay with something other than my bank? I asked with an idea. She stopped. I don't do trades, sir. Not a trade, just... Could I pay with cash or something, just until I get my bank sorted out? I wondered. I could accept cash, but you would need to pay a notary public and have a one-time alternate payment contract written up, just in case whatever you pay with ends up being counterfeit, she explained. I have the contracts, you pay the notary, that's how it works. Deal. I have the money right now if you have the contracts, I said. I'll need to print them out. I have the notary and retainer, you can pay her when she arrives. With that, she left, and I went back into my apartment. Specifically, I went to a safe I had hidden under my bed. Inside was a few legal documents, a copy of my birth certificate, and 27 gold coins I got from Suma's World. I put most of them into my bank, but kept a few just in case. I looked up the value of gold per ounce, then weighed each coin. At £1,500 per ounce, and 4 ounces per coin, just a single coin would cover all my due rent, as well as the next 4 months. I then opened my phone and pulled my bank statements up. There did seem to be some kind of hold on a few of my last payments. My bank wasn't open 24 hours a day, so I would just have to call tomorrow. I checked the total amount in my account, and it was just what I expected it to be. £120,000. Suma's POV. My talk with Dr. Maxwell ended, but I couldn't clear my mind. I looked around at all the other recruits, most already asleep in their alcoves, and decided I wanted to stretch my wings for a bit. I quietly left the sleeping roost and went outside. Flying at night was an abnormal experience for me. Before this, I had only done it on 2 or 3 occasions, and definitely never over a military training base. The cool air rushing down my wings felt relaxing, and the full moons provided enough light to find my way. After a while, I noticed someone else flying too. I drew closer and saw it was Lorik Gizbala, the Nume with the black serpent familiar. Hello there, I said as I drifted beside him. Greetings, he said plainly. Did you come out to enjoy the cool air as well? I asked him. Yes, he responded flatly. So, is it as nice as you thought? I asked awkwardly. Honestly, I was terrible at normal conversations, and I'm always too nervous. Madam Suma, please allow me to be clear. I do not dislike you. He ignored my floundering and stated, Well, that's good. I don't dislike you either. But we are rivals. Both of us will be competing for the position that has opened up for the Wyvern Brigade. How did you... Listen, about being rivals, I'm not even certain I'm going to accept the Major's offer, I tried to explain. Lorik sighed. I can't say I'm surprised. His voice was irritated, annoyed even. And why aren't you surprised? I questioned. Madam Suma, your sense of reason is skewed. At least if the company you keep is anything to go by. That's not fair. You don't know Jake, He's a Viking, is he not? Lorik interrupted. No, I denied. No, he isn't, despite what the rumours may say. Please don't bother trying to lie to me, Madam Suma. I have seen the old rune stills. I know that he is. I know what he is. Things are more complicated than you realise, I said. Perhaps, but I can't imagine any situation is complicated enough to warrant having a Viking as a familiar. You may as well have the Death Dragon himself. What those monsters did, they should all be exterminated. Now that's not fair. You don't even know Jake. He is a good person, and strong, I tried to explain.
Strong indeed. Tell me, how does someone like you manage to dominate the mind of a Viking? He asked.
Someone like me? You mean how did a lowly commoner dominate a Viking? I accused.
I don't care about your lineage, Madam Suma. I meant how did a 5th level mage who has never had a familiar before manage to dominate such a creature?
I think this conversation is done, I stated, folded my wings and dived down and turned back to camp. I had my fill of the cold that night.